Hey music junkies, Professor of Rock, always here to celebrate the greatest artists and the greatest songs of all time. If you are in love with music, you're simply going to want to join our community of music celebration by subscribing below. Hit the bell so you never miss out on our daily content. You can also become a patron to help us curate this great history of the rock era, and you'll get even more exclusives, more videos. Now, every now and again, a pop song is released that, metaphorically speaking, parts the Red Sea. It's a head turner, like that meme that you've seen a million times where the guy is with a woman and he's turning his head and checking out another woman that's walking by, except the song that he is with is current pop music, and the song that he's turning his gaze to is You Make My Dreams by Daryl, Hall and John Oates. This happened in 1981, and it's happened about 100 times since with the coming generations who are discovering this timeless pop classic, whether they're discovering, the song through The Wedding Singer or 500 Days of Summer. Really, the result is the same. Let's be honest. This has happened with quite a few songs from the 80s. There's just a magic in this music from that golden era that transcends all space and time. Daryl Hall and John Oates were one of the reasons why the 80s were so incredible, so infectious. In my opinion, they are the greatest duo in the history of the rock era. There is no doubt in my mind that You Make My Dreams is pop perfection. No hyperbole, no BS. It is the personification of absolute bliss. It's true, once you hear You Make My Dreams, you'll never be the same. Knocked into a state of rapture from Daryl Hall's vocal hypnotism. I mean, it's so infectious, so joyful, that you don't want to come out of the trance. The addicting, get on your feet, old-time gospel melody just spins you around and around, and the feel-good icing on the cake is the incomparable Daryl Hall and John Oates doo-wop harmonies that sweeten up the song's happy chorus. Oh, yeah. Well, let's be clear. Few can deliver a lead vocal with the conviction and the power of Daryl Hall. Describing his singing as, his style as blue-eyed soul, it's an insult. Daryl Hall is simply the maestro of converting rock and soul into one magical performance. What Daryl Hall and John Oates do and have always done with their approach to creating and performing their music is deepening our soul's craving and appreciation for music. But it goes even deeper than that. Their undying commitment to quality in production and songcraft, their inspiring resolve to capture audio euphoria with a soul-stirring emotional connection. It just seems that they marinate their lyrics and harmonies in this. And the result is like a magical fortress of fervent joy that immerses all of us as listeners. It's musical ecstasy that few artists have successfully tapped into, and really it's a major part of their 70s and 80s output, and it's the main reason why they stand shoulder to shoulder with the other giants of popular music. It doesn't matter the genre or the decade. These guys are the real deal. They always have been. You Make My Dreams is the backbone of everything that I've just stated. It's a song that so many decades later still sounds as inspired and truly joyous and exhilarating as the day that you first heard it. You Make My Dreams is the duo's joyous declaration of finding a grander love that changes one's very existence forever. Some of us can feel it in real life, and all of us get to feel it through the music. When I heard it for the first time, I knew exactly who it was. I was reared from a young age on Daryl Hall and John Oates by my father, he listened to them nonstop. He had every one of their records, played them all the time. My first memory of Daryl Hall and John Oates was when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I was, your typical curious kid. I think I asked a question like every 5 seconds. Probably annoyed my dad. But I remember my dad was telling me how Hall and Oates were the greatest duo in history. And I said, "Dad, what's a duo?" And he explained that a duo was two people, a pair, And I said, "Oh yeah, like Bert and Ernie." And he said, "Exactly." I remember saying, "Well, Bert and Ernie are my favorite duo." And he said, "Maybe right now they are your favorite duo, but wait until you hear this next song. You might change your mind." And then he played me Kiss on my list. The thing is, he was right. Once I heard that, and Rich Girl, and She's Gone, Sarah Smile, Daryl, Hall, and John Oates had officially surpassed Bert and Ernie for good. When I heard You Make My Dreams, I was knocked across the room. It was such a barrage of positivity. I wasn't sure what I was hearing. That rocking beginning synth, the rush of the falsetto. It was truly eye-opening and ear-soothing for a child. Now, the song went to number 5 in the summer of 1981, released as the third single from the duo's multi-platinum classic 1980 album, Voices. Here is further commentary on the song and its impact within pop culture from one half of the duo, John Oates, in an interview that we did recently. Now, one more thing before we go to John. The other 4 songs in the top 5 that week that You Make My Dreams peaked were Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield at number 4, The One That You Love by Air Supply at 3, All Those Years Ago by George Harrison at number 2, and Betty Davis Eyes by Kim Carnes at number 1. No one will ever convince me that the 80s didn't rule. Man. Here's John Oates with the rest of the story.
What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle.
Then came the incredible feel-good scorcher, You Make My Dreams, a top 5 hit. I mean, one of my favorite songs you guys ever did, which you again wrote with Sarah Allen and Daryl, and you self-produced. And what inspired that? Because that's just such a great song.
Just a great groove. That song was all built around the piano feel, the Daryl's piano feel and the groove itself. That song is just a groove with a very simple title that just can mean anything anybody wants it to mean. And interestingly enough, today that song is so big and so huge and so ubiquitous across the board. It's being used, it's been sampled, it's been used in so many applications, movies, television, films, commercials. But at the time, as you said, it was only top 5. It wasn't this mega number 1 smash. But now it has become probably our most popular song.
Wedding Singer really was one of the first big uses in a movie, and I remember that. And then Dumb and Dumber and Step Brothers, 500 Days of Summer. I mean, you can't pay for that kind of advertising right there.
Big shout out to Adam Sandler. He's definitely he's been waving our flag for a long time, man. He's a cool dude, and he's used our music in so many of his movies. So thanks, Adam. It's just a great. Yeah.
Well, Ready Player One too. I mean, to be in so many movies that have meant so much to new fans. In TV too, The Office, Modern Family, Young Sheldon. Mm-hmm. I mean, like you said, commercials, Google Maps in Australia, Dick's Sporting Goods, Applebee's. I mean, every time just
You Make My Dreams is the song version of the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah, absolutely. But what did you think about 500 Days of Summer when it was used in that?
I thought it was, I'll tell you a real quick story about that. I had heard that they were using You Make My Dreams in that movie. It wasn't a movie that I would have necessarily wanted to go to, but my wife and our young son, we were out in LA on tour, and we had a day off, and we went to the Grove, the area where, it's kind of a shopping area, food and shopping.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
And there's a big movie theater right in the center of the Grove. And we had some time, and it was the afternoon, and we said, hey, there's that movie it's playing that's got our song in it. Why don't we go check it out? So we went into the theater. It was literally like 2:00 in the afternoon. There was no one in the theater except us, 3 of us, and there was a few teenage girls that were sitting, away from us. But the theater was virtually empty. So the movie, goes, and we're really enjoying the movie. It's a really sweet movie. And the scene comes up where they're dancing through the park, and the animation, the birds are singing, and the song comes on. And I'm watching it going, wow. I said, this is really good. And then at the end of that sequence, all the teenage girls started clapping and cheering. Now, you don't normally, that doesn't happen in a movie theater too often, right? And I thought to myself, immediately a light bulb went off, and I said, there's something going on here with this. And when I got out of that theater, I said to myself, that's one of the best, well-integrated usage of a song with a scene. I just thought the scene, the way they portrayed it, it was young love, it was euphoria, it was, just that moment where, you're just in love. And that song just encapsulated it. Everything worked. The music and the film just went like this, and I thought it was really powerful. And I think that's the thing that really kicked that song into the stratosphere.
Absolutely, because it's just such a feel-good song, and you had to know when you were recording it that you guys were onto something, because your vocals in that are pristine. We really didn't. We didn't think that was anything any better than any of the other songs we were doing. Wow.
And Daryl and I have never been very good or even interested in, to be honest with you, picking singles. And even though we're so well known for our big hit singles, it was probably one of the least things we were concerned with. We were very much into making good records, good albums, with every song having really the same amount of attention. And it was only until after the album was over that certain songs would rise to the top, like Cream rising to the top, and that's what happened with a lot of our songs.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Leave us a comment about Daryl Hall and John Oates and this incredible classic song below. When did you first hear it, and what are your memories that are tied to it? To get this duo's music and their merch, click on the Amazon links below. If you like this video, we invite you to subscribe. Tell everybody about it. You can do it below. Make sure to click the bell so you never miss out on our daily content. You can also become a patron to get even more content and help support our mission. We've got a lot of great videos there. I believe Warrant Cherry Pie is going to be there. We're going to have Don't Stop Believing by Journey in the future, and Toto Rosanna, a lot of other great ones. Become a patron. Help us keep the music alive. Until next time, 3 chords and the truth, my friends. Stay safe.